President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to support Raila Odinga for the presidency in 2022. And I've explained how President Uhuru Kenyatta's endorsement of Raila Odinga is significant politically speaking. But will President Uhuru Kenyatta succeed in delivering the votes from the Mount Kenya region to Raila Odinga? And will Raila Odinga succeed in his bid without getting the support from the larger Mount Kenya region? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. And yesterday, William Kabogo made a very interesting observation and comment. He was on K24 for an interview. And according to Kabogo, President Uhuru Kenyatta will not have any influence over the voters of the larger Mount Kenya region. And in my view, that should actually worry Raila Odinga. Listen in to Kabogo before we dissect that comment.
Tuna mengi hapa. Utazungumziaje kuhusiana na ushawishi wa naibu rais William Ruto katika eneo la Mlima Kenya? Ameonekana kuwa gumzo kubwa katika eneo la Mlima Kenya.
You know, he's an early bird. Amekuja Mlima Kenya, amezungumza na watu, ataendelea kutembea. Mimi namtakia kila laheri. Lakini ukiketi mahali ufikirie umeingia mlimani na umebeba mlima umefunga, utashangaa. Hawa watu wa mlimani mpaka wafungulie macho na waelewe jinsi wanavyofikiria. Na sisi tungependa siasa ya kufanya kazi. Kama William Ruto ana uwezo wa kuunda serikali na aungane na watu wengine ambao fikra zao za kupeleka Kenya mbele. Haleluya, Kenya itasonga mbele. Kama si yeye itakuwa ni wengine. Na mimi nimekwambia ndani ya wale team ambayo inaleta mawaidha ya kuweza kupeleka Kenya mbele, mimi nimo pale ndani.
Naam, katika muda tu wa sekunde chache, je, unahisi kwamba Rais Kenyatta ana usemi mkubwa kwa sasa kuamua eneo la Mlima Kenya litaelekea wapi?
Kusema ukweli hana. Kusema ukweli. Mheshimiwa Mwai Kibaki alikuwa pale. Kweli si kweli? Alistaafu akaenda vizuri. Hakuweza kuhusika sana na mambo ya vile Uhuru ambaye kupendekeza namna gani Uhuru angeweza kusaidiwa. Once you finish your term, you finished your term. Tunamtakia kila laheri. Apeleke serikali mwaka moja ambao umebaki, miezi 11 na kitu, ili aweze kuacha a good legacy ambayo tutaweza kumkumbuka kwa miaka mingi ijayo. Lakini sisi hatuketi tungoja kuambiwa nendeni mahali fulani. It will not happen. It has not happened before. Unajua sisi tumeonyeshwa na Mheshimiwa Mwai, mwenda zake Mwai. Akatuambia yeye kulingana na yeye maoni yake anayefaa kuchukua ile kiti ambaye anaondoka ni Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Sasa
Naam, shukran.
Hatukufanya, tulikataa mpaka alipoenda mwenyewe akajiweka akakamua vizuri, akaona sasa mambo yake ametosha, akakuja kutuona tena kutuambia sasa mimi nitawaniwa mimi nikiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. So hata sasa akijaribu kutuambia ni fulani itakuwa ngumu. Unajua mzuri ni kusema ukweli.
Naam, itakuwa ngumu.
Mheshimiwa Kabogo pendekezo lake huenda likasaidia. But he has only one vote.
William Kabogo is not your ordinary politician. William Kabogo is a former member of parliament for Juja. William Kabogo is the pioneer governor for Kiambu. And William Kabogo was one of the governors who were projected to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta in the larger Mount Kenya region, but was actually rigged out, according to his own statement, by William Samoei Ruto. So Kabogo's statement is a very strong statement, and Raila Odinga should relax a bit, figure out and ask himself several questions. So in this video today, I want us to try and ask questions which Raila Odinga should be asking himself. But before we do that, if you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your support. Now, the first question which Raila Odinga should ask, because Kabogo is not just an ordinary politician. The first question Raila Odinga should ask himself is, will President Uhuru Kenyatta deliver the votes? The truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga can actually be made the president of the Republic of Kenya without the votes from the larger Mount Kenya region. That's the fact. But the other fact is that Raila Odinga also needs the votes from the larger Mount Kenya region. If he can get 30%, it's okay for him. If he can get 40%, it's okay for him. But can President Uhuru Kenyatta manage to deliver those votes? Because the other truth is that Raila Odinga of 2017 is totally different from Raila Odinga of 2022, or will be different. Because in 2017, Raila Odinga had the support of the NASA core principles. As we speak today, the NASA core principles are in Naivasha. We are not sure whether they're going to support Raila Odinga or not. Number two, William Ruto has also made serious inroads into some traditional Raila Odinga support base, like at the coast and even in Western. So Raila Odinga need the support from the larger Mount Kenya region. But can President Uhuru Kenyatta deliver those votes? Of course, the president has the system. He can manipulate a lot of things, but will he deliver the votes? So that's the first question which Raila Odinga must ask. The second question, which also came out from the statement by William Kabogo, is what is Mount Kenya's game plan? Will Mount Kenya produce a presidential candidate? Because I listened to that interview and Kabogo is suggesting that he's also been invited by the same group for a meeting. That meeting is likely to take place this week. So I'm assuming that this meeting involves Martha Karua, Mwangi Kiunjuri, and Moses Kuria. So if that's going to be the case, then William Kabogo is going to join. William Kabogo has been pushing for a candidate from the larger Mount Kenya region to run, not because of anything, but because they have the numbers. So that's something. What is their game plan? Are they going to sponsor a candidate? And if they're going to sponsor a candidate, how is that candidate going to impact on Raila Odinga's presidential bid in 2022? How is that candidate going to affect William Ruto's presidential bid in 2022? Because let's face it, if Mount Kenya region is going to produce a presidential candidate, then that candidate is likely to get votes. Who is going to benefit? In my view, Raila Odinga is going to benefit. But what of rerun, if a rerun is called, and then those guys decide to support William Samoei Ruto? So those are some questions which Raila Odinga must start figuring out how he's going to deal with them. I can guarantee you that as much as we might not have a serious presidential candidate from the larger Mount Kenya region, these guys are smart and they might decide to pursue their own political path away from Tanga Tanga or Hustler Nation and away from President Uhuru Kenyatta. So that's the second question Raila Odinga must ask himself, the Mount Kenya political interest and game plan. The third question Raila Odinga must ask himself, and I think this is also important for him, is he using the right people to enter into the larger Mount Kenya region? Again, I was listening to Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria was like, he was in some interview also with Herman Manyora, and Moses Kuria was like, Raila Odinga is using wrong people. Is Raila Odinga using the right people to penetrate the larger Mount Kenya region? Or is he using the people who have been rejected in the past? The mere fact that the president is supporting Raila Odinga is a good thing for him. His support base is going to turn out, they are going to be re-energized. But what about the larger Mount Kenya region? Is David Murade the right guy? Is Peter Kenneth the right guy? Is the billionaires from that region, are they the right guys? So if he's using the right guys, then Raila Odinga should pursue that. But if he's not using the right guys, then probably he needs to figure out the right people to use, or he can decide to go there directly. But the truth of the matter is that Central Kenya and their politics have changed in a big way. People like Moses Kuria and Ndindi Nyoro, Alice Wahome are currently ahead of the pack compared to these other billionaires, probably because of the hustler versus dynasties politics. But the truth of the matter is that the mere fact that the president is supporting Raila Odinga, and the mere fact that there are a certain group of people who are supporting the president, and these people are not making serious inroads in the larger Mount Kenya region, then Raila Odinga should ask himself whether he's using the right people. The fourth question is, what are the options available? If you want to manage to get Central Kenya, If President Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to deliver the central Kenya votes, what are the options? What can he do? That's a question which, in my view, he must, as a matter of urgency, figure out. If the option is just to try and consolidate his support base, then he should not be wasting a lot of his time in the larger Mount Kenya region. If the option is about reducing the rigging in those regions and reducing the inflation of votes and probably increasing his votes, which are normally deflated in that region, then he must also figure out how that's going to happen. But Raila Odinga must sit down, figure out the options available for him in case President Uhuru Kenyatta will not be able to deliver the votes from the larger Mount Kenya region. But I doubt, because so far the president has not been in any competition with the people like Moses Kuria, with people like Ndindi Nyoro. He has not. In Kiambu, those guys won, but what was the percentage? 49% was a good show, in my view, for the president, assuming that those people who voted for Jubilee are the same people who have already made their minds that for them, they are going to stick with the President Uhuru Kenyatta. But again, in politics, you can't rule out any possibility. The fifth question, which Raila Odinga should be asking, is who can actually save President Uhuru Kenyatta from shame in the larger Mount Kenya region? Who? Moses Kuria, is he a Trojan horse? Can he save President Uhuru Kenyatta? Is this alliance being formed, which ultimately these guys are going to form a political party, is that alliance capable of saving President Uhuru Kenyatta from shame? Who are these individuals who can save the president in the larger Mount Kenya region? Is it Moses Kuria? Is it William Kabogo? Is it Anne Waiguru? Is it Peter Kenneth? Is it the billionaires? Or is it the people directly who can save the president? Is there a chance that someone can just emerge to start explaining to the people of the larger Mount Kenya region everything, the benefits of standing with President Uhuru Kenyatta? So Raila Odinga must be willing to ask himself those questions. And lastly, what can Uhuru do is another question. Because if the ground is hostile, what can he do? Politically, Uhuru Kenyatta can engineer voter apathy so that in 2022, the people of the larger Mount Kenya region will not be walking to the hospital to carry the sick in their back to vote and then take them back to the hospital. He can engineer voter apathy by coming up with a strategy that the fact that Mount Kenya region don't have a presidential candidate means that they are not interested in that election. Because in this country so far, what normally happens is that a region with a presidential candidate normally has this habit of turning out in large numbers to vote. So we can engineer voter apathy. What else do you think the president can do to stop or to help Raila Odinga win the support of that region? He must start going to the ground. President Uhuru Kenyatta must go to the ground, explain himself, and sell Raila Odinga. So that if the people there rejects Raila Odinga, then they'll reject Raila Odinga, but after trying. Not what we are seeing today, where the president is seated somewhere, trying to pull the strings from left, right, and center, but without going down to the ground to actually sell Raila Odinga. So the president must figure out how he's going to sell Raila Odinga. President Uhuru Kenyatta must ask his allies to start talking about Raila Odinga and his presidential bid to the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Again, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I'm Lee Makwiny. What I do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. And in my view, I thought that the statement by William Kabogo was significant politically speaking because Kabogo is not your ordinary Kenyan. And his statement is likely to change the politics, especially in the larger Mount Kenya region. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.